afternoon and welcome to the Property Edge. My name is Peta Seaman. I'm the Managing Director here at Edge Recruitment. On today's show, we'll be joined by Kelly Armstrong, one of Edge's senior recruitment consultants, and Kylie Neal, Centre Manager at Harbour Town Premium Outlets, Adelaide. They'll be discussing what property businesses in Adelaide are currently facing when sourcing and retaining skilled talent. We'll also be taking a look at the latest employment stats, the mid-year property recruitment outlook for South Australia, and the latest job opportunities across Adelaide. So let's get started and explore some of the challenges property businesses are facing when sourcing and retaining skilled talent in 2025. I'd like to introduce Kelly Armstrong and long-term Edge client Kylie Neal, Centre Manager at Harbour Town, to explore how property organisations are adapting their recruitment strategies, what professionals are looking for in employers, and where the opportunities lie in Adelaide's current talent market. Welcome, Kelly and Kylie.
Welcome, Kylie. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, you've been recruiting in Adelaide's property sector for over a decade now, and we really appreciate you sharing your insights with us today. With the demand for property professionals growing, what roles would you say are currently the hardest to fill in the businesses or the wider property industry?
I'd say management roles are particularly challenging to fill due to the relatively small talent market in South Australia. These positions actually require a unique blend of skills, retail operations, property management, customer experience, and stakeholder engagement. But beyond technical requirements, personality fit for the company culture is absolutely critical, which can actually add to that challenge.
Okay, thank you. Have you noticed any shifts in the types of skills or experience employers are prioritising now compared to a few years ago?
Absolutely. Cultural fit has become paramount as we focus on long-term staff retention. We're also prioritising adaptability and digital literacy, which is much more than we did 3 years ago. The retail landscape is evolving rapidly, so we need people who can embrace the new technologies.
And what about top candidates? What have they been asking for recently that might have surprised you? Like, for example, salary, flexibility, development opportunities?
I wouldn't say that I've been surprised, but candidates are definitely more direct about their non-negotiables now. Since shopping centres have traded 7 days a week, I've always been considerate about providing flexibility where possible. What's interesting is how priorities vary by life stage. Younger professionals want clear career progression, whilst experienced professionals prioritise company culture and job security. The biggest shift I've seen is candidates asking much more detailed questions about our company values and whether we support work-life balance.
Are there any non-negotiables you're seeing more frequently among job seekers in the property right now?
One that I've noticed is transparency about career progression. Candidates want concrete examples of how people have advanced within the organisation. They're asking a lot more questions about professional development and mentoring.
What about, have you had to adapt to recruitment or retention strategies to deal with the high talent pool?
At 𝐬𝐴𝐿, we maintain actually high retention rates throughout competitive salaries, strong company culture, and regular team events. I actually believe life's too short not to enjoy work. We're actually here quite a while. We've started hiring for attitude and aptitude rather than just shopping centre experience. And then we provide comprehensive training. In this type market, retention through flexibility, genuine professional development is far more cost effective than constantly recruiting.
Do you think this tight talent market is a short-term issue or part of a longer-term shift in the real estate and property employment market?
I think it's part of a longer shift term. As South Australia is a smaller shopping centre market than the eastern states, we've had to broaden our approach. 20 years ago, we only recruited within the shopping centre industry for management roles, but that changed about 10 years ago when we started looking for transferable skills from broader retail and hospitality sectors. I think we're in a new normal where we just need to be much more creative about sourcing and retaining talent rather than just competing for the same small pool of candidates.
Oh, interesting. What advice you would give to property businesses struggling to attract and retain their top talent right now?
Make sure you're listening to the industry salary for the role to ensure that you're being competitive. Beyond that, be genuine about your leadership style and company culture during the recruitment process. Candidates can actually tell when you're wanting them to succeed. I focus on being collaborative, sharing the vision, involving the team in decision making, and showing candidates that I genuinely want them to grow.
And Lewis Learn, has worked with Edge for over 15 years, which has been fantastic, and they continue to grow their team. Why do you continue to work with a specialist property recruiter?
Contacts within the industry are key, which Edge has, as they have specialised in property. What really sets them apart is their deep understanding of our business needs and team dynamics. They know our company culture, the personalities within our team, which is crucial for that cultural fit we discussed earlier.
And finally, Kylie, where did you get your big break in the retail property area? And what is it about Lewis Land that makes your role so exciting?
Well, I've actually always had a genuine passion for real estate. Mum was always dragging us around to open homes. I think that's where it started. I then went on and did a Bachelor of Business in Property. I undertook this degree when it was the first time that it was offered in Australia. I was just very fortunate that I was born in South Australia. I decided to take the plunge and send my resume to large commercial agencies in Tasmania, of all places. I figured they didn't have any candidates with a property degree, so there might actually be some jobs there and that might be a desirable quality. But within a few weeks, I got offered a maternity replacement role at Colliers in Hobart, and this was included looking after 2 shopping centres owned by a superannuation fund. I was fortunate to grow my skill set there, as both of them went under redevelopment, and I was also given a variety of commercial assets. This was a leap of faith, but I never looked back. Now, as a parent, I wished I had actually given my parents more than 3 days' notice of leaving home and moving interstate. If my kids did that to me, I'd be a little bit upset. But over the last 10 years, I've been employed by private shopping centre owners. Lewis Land is privately owned, and we're encouraged to always do what's right and to try and do things always better. Every day, as a team, we ask ourselves, how can we improve our customer experience? The Lewis Land culture is the most collaborative company I have worked for, and I've been doing this for just under 3 decades. This allows all of our team members to assist in driving our purpose, crafting and curating extraordinary places where people meet.
Oh, wow, that's really great, your history background. I never knew 3 days' notice for your parents. Oh, that would have been quite tough. So that's all the questions we have today, but we really want to say thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate you sharing your time and all your experience with us.
Thanks for having me on.
My name's 𝐼𝐡𝐚𝐭. I've been partnering with Edge Recruitment for good 10-15 years. What makes Edge Recruitment different is their personal approach. Most of the staff over the years, and they always seem to be going that extra mile and helping you whenever they can.
Okay, to start this week's property report, let's look at the latest employment stats. So the ABS data shows that South Australia's unemployment rate climbed to 4.2% seasonally adjusted in June, and slightly below the national average of 4.3%. Total employment in South Australia reached record highs in June, with over 976,000 people employed and showing a very strong year-on-year growth. According to 𝐜𝐡𝐚𝐭, job advertisements in Australia dropped by less than 1% month on month in June, showing a steady market at the moment. And this was mirrored in the real estate and property, with just 1.2% decrease in job ads in the sector. South Australia, however, bucked this trend, with the largest increase in the country, and saw a huge 19% increase in job ads year on year. Applications per job saw 2.1% increase month on month nationally, and in South Australia there was a big 41% decrease in real estate and property applications per ad. This is great news for job seekers, with more jobs listed and less people competing for them. The biggest job ad growth here in South Australia was in residential sales, valuation administration and residential leasing, and property management. Now for some insight into our recent social media poll. We asked our followers which workplace benefit matters most to them. The clear top response was flexible or hybrid work, which isn't surprising. What might surprise you is the small importance people put on salary, and that no one valued a car or a car park. So it could be time to reconsider those if they're part of your hiring strategy. Now let's take a look at this week's hot jobs, presented by the 2025 Employment and Salary Trends Market Report. Get the latest insights you need to remain competitive, attract top talent, and align with the latest salary trends. Visit the Edge Recruitment website to request your copy of the market report today. All right, so let's take a look at the jobs. Commercial property manager. So we've got a commercial property manager, permanent full-time, based in an inner east Adelaide office with an above market attractive salary package for the right person. If you're a residential property manager, we have a permanent full-time position based in the western suburbs, managing a portfolio of 140 properties in the northeastern suburbs of Adelaide. And the final role is a property officer leasing, an ASO4 temporary part-time government role, working 4 days per week. And these are just some of the jobs available now at Edge. You'll find the links to these jobs in the comments below, and all of our vacancies and roles can be found at 𝐻Recruit.com.au. That's it for today. Jump onto Edge Recruitment social media across LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram if you have anything you'd like to add to the topics we've discussed to stay ahead of the job market and be the first to hear about any new property and real estate job opportunities across Adelaide. Thank you for joining us on the Property Edge, and we'll be back soon with our next edition to cover the latest market and employment updates across South Australia. We'll see you then.